Hi, everyone. We live in a state of unquestionable mistrust, and rightly so. And in the following minutes, I'll show you why that is and how we are turning mistrust into trust. My name is Gowry. I'm a co-founder of elvah. At elvah, we are building the largest decentralized power bank based on electric vehicles, and that only by software. Let me introduce myself maybe first. I was a frequent traveler a few years ago, such an extreme version that I even waited at home that the tap water was turning on automatically. I was buying the cheapest energy I could get. I was not focusing on the cultivation in the supermarket, but paid more attention to price and stuff like that. But all of that changed in 2013 when Alma was born. Since I'm kind of responsible for another human being life, I somehow realized that I had and could use my expertise to actually work on the ecological credit we're settling our children with. Now, we might ask how high this credit actually is. And the sad news is that we are every day being faced with news all over the world of climate catastrophes. And in some cases, we even haven't had the chance to foresee the catastrophe. Just to give you one example, just in the mid of this year, experts had to revise the glacier melt due to the Sahara dust because we didn't have any empirical values, how that's going to impact our statistical models. So we really live in kind of a constant mistrust if the change we need to achieve is going to be achieved or not, because we are actually missing the experience and the data out of it. We know today already that climate change is picking up speed, and we know that we need to act upon that. But the issue in Europe right now is that the majority doesn't feel the pain of climate change yet, but that is going to change. The solution there is we already have the technologies at hand. We just need to connect these dots and bring the technologies at hand together. What I'm talking about is we have a few ways of generating energy in a climate-friendly way, by solar, by water, by wind, and so forth. The challenge with climate-friendly energy is, though, that we need to store it somewhere. I mean, energy is volatile when it's based on nature because we can't just turn it off and on like we used to with plants. So we need to store it somewhere. And there is a technology which we Germans in particular love, and that is the car. To be more precise, the electric car. And electric cars offer a ton of solutions to store the overproduced energy. What I'm talking about here is three solutions we are focusing on today, just to explain it to yourself. The first one is e-fuels. E-fuels, we are dealing actually with the green equivalent of petroleum produced by hydrogen and CO2. The second one is green hydrogen. We already see a handful of cars on the streets all over Europe, but the most efficient storage are batteries. And since a few years, a lot of investors are investing into stationary battery parks, and that was really the right decision because that was the only solution given with huge batteries we had available, right? Today, there are big batteries out there on the streets. In front of my doorstep or at work, my car is sitting around there with a big battery for 23 hours unused. And that's what we're going to change with elvah. At elvah, we are building, as mentioned, the largest decentralized power bank only by software and data. And that is what we are doing since 18 months after launch. We came up with a solution which is actually the most innovative app on the market currently. We have a customer lifetime value of 680 euros, and our users stick with us for the long term. We see it in our churn. Now you might ask, what are we doing there? Let me get back what an EV driver is facing, and we just heard it from Nikolai just a few minutes ago. In Germany, for example, 8 to 10% of the overall charging points are constantly defective. Just imagine that at gas stations. Every 10th attempt is failing. So what are we doing here? We're analyzing the overall charging market in Europe in over 40 countries in close to real time and recommending you the next most reliable charging point, which is available, reliable, and which is going to make you happy because your car gets charged. This is the first product we came out with in April last year. And currently, we are building on this trust that the user can reliably charge his or her car at any given time on public charging infrastructure. This trust we're going to use to build the biggest decentralized power bank based on cars by utilizing this trust. It's our main currency. Why? Because my car is either my most valuable asset I bought when I'm living for rent, or my second most valuable asset if I'm owning a house. And I won't allow anyone to utilize my car if I don't trust them. What we're doing here is, after getting the users into our community, we're going to connect the cars to the grid and form a giant virtual battery out of this. What is going to happen here? This giant virtual battery is then capable of not only storing the overproduced energy in this decentralized power bank, but we're going to let the user participate in every transaction, because we firmly believe that every charge and discharge in the future of an electric vehicle is going to be an energy trade in real time. And elvah is going to be part of every transaction. I told you that we are dealing with mistrust, and that we are trying to solve this mistrust by data and software to get to trust. The user trusting our products and services, to utilize at a later stage the vehicle's battery for the better good. Currently, we are seeing that our users stick with us for the long term, that our users are recommending our product to others, the overall goal of us is to build up the community, a trusted community. It's already working today. The users are using it every day. And this build-up of trust is going to be needed next year when we bring online the first fleet power plant in Germany. If you're interested in how this works in detail, because it's a complex market, just approach me. We're going to raise a round by end of this year, and the next round is planned for next year. So if you're interested in a decentralized power bank all over Europe and later on or worldwide, approach me. Thank you very much.